You know that I couldn't stay away for too long. Come on, are you kidding me? You know there's no way I can stay away for too long. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. I hope that you are having an absolutely beautiful day. Maybe it's perfect. Every once in a while you get those perfect days that everything's just going right, and maybe not. But maybe this will make it just a little bit better. David Bowie, we are listening to Aladdin, Sane. We are going to listen to the next track because we had listened to the opening track on this album, Watch That Man, and so I figured let's just navigate our way, at least to the next track, which is Aladdin, Sane, the title track, which also has in parentheses 1913, 1938, and 1907 question mark. Interesting. I'm curious as to what the reason for that is, but before we dive into all of that, we have to listen to this track. So let's go ahead and dive on it. Before we do, some of you that had mentioned this track, or at least the album, in some capacity, I can't say recommended, but at least mentioned. There's a lot of you, so I'm going to try and do this quick. Summertime Blues, Cutthroat Jake, A.K. Lemming, Rob Hoke, Pleasant Valley Picker, Spherical Harmony, Adam X, Tim Vanderloo, Mark Gattaca, Steph Newton, R. Galino, Dave Fisher, Mantroid. I'm trying to keep it within a year. No Brains. Don't you have brains? Don't say that to yourself. Saturnine Bear, Saturnine Bear. And Woody Syad something. Anyways, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and dive on in. You know I love me some Bowie, so this is No Skin Off My Back, which is a phrase that sounds painful, gotta say. Here we go. It's coming. It's coming. I already like it. It's a dramatic piano, huh?
Strange divine. You'll make it. Passion with bright young things.
Who's tickling those ivories?
To war. Don't fake it. Sagging with sandal strings.
I think that is so cool. There's something haunting about the chorus too.
I'm waiting, clutches of sad remains. Waits for Aladdin, Sane. You'll make it. We'll love Aladdin, Sane. William Sweet Fountain, just in case of sunrise.
Bowie sax coming in. The piano is so interesting here. It's its own character, truly. It does play the part of my insanity. This must be the going insane part. It's like it's living and playing in a different song. And the drums and the bass seem to be like never changing for the most part. It's very consistent. Guitar kind of crowing back there. You can 100% correct me if I'm wrong or if you think I'm wrong. I'm open to criticism and correction. This sounds like one of the most unique sounds and songs in Bowie's career, especially like in this era. Like, you know, we're of course far removed at this point from the Low and Heroes era, but in this particular era from Bowie, this sounds incredibly unique. And I always mention the title track. If you're going to make a title track off of the album name, it has to live up to its namesake, its inheritance, and this does that incredibly. And can I tell you, this is a track that warrants a second listen because I feel like there's so much depth in this. Not only musically, but perhaps lyrically, of course, based on whatever the song title means. Not the Aladdin Sane. I get that. Aladdin Sane. I get that. That's cool. But I mean like the actual lyrics and how all of this is coming together, the whole, you know, years being separated in the parentheses. There's a lot going on here. And I love Bowie singing. I love his mannerisms. I love his saxophone playing. Okay? Let's take that out of here for a second. Because there's another character in this song that, in my opinion, is kind of the star. Man, please clap. That's going to be Mike Garson, who is the pianist in this track. Looking at Mike on Wikipedia, he's worked not only obviously with David Bowie, but also with Nine Inch Nails, St. Vincent, Duran Duran, The Smashing Pumpkins, Pretty Reckless, CSS, many people. He's worked with both from past and modern as well, which I think is really, really cool. And the piano production-wise is already pushed a little bit more up front than the rest of the instruments, where kind of typically piano would be either kind of in the middle or even in the back for subtlety. No, he's pushed to the front. And he is playing very busy in here as well. Very busy. Unlike, for the most part, the bass and the drums here, which are kind of locked into a certain groove, and they just continue what they're doing. Besides the drums playing a few fills, and same thing with the bass. For the most part, they are really locked in. But Mike is allowed to the freedoms of flight. He is allowed to expand his wings and to truly, explore this track and provide kind of this abstract nature to it. And at some moments, especially, for example, in the beginning, during the verse, he almost plays in a jazz-esque kind of quality. Then as it moves into the chorus, there's a little bit of a blues inspiration. But by that break, I mean, the sound of breaking glass. How many references can I fit? He just goes off and plays in a completely abstract form. And I just think that it's really interesting. And to me, the way that he plays in that break kind of lends itself to the idea of a lad insane. Someone kind of going insane, and the music capturing that, because the way he plays the piano isn't even sounding like it works necessarily with the music that's being played. And perhaps he's been going insane. I'm just talking about the piano, kind of emulating the character, because of the stylistic changes that happen with the piano as the song progresses. I just think that is really, really cool. And of course, Bowie's saxophone comes in at certain moments through here. And the saxophone almost acts as a grounding. When the sax is there, to an extent, the music kind of plays a little bit more, in line. But when the sax is not there, then the piano begins to go off the rails. Of course, it does come back in. But I just think that was really, really interesting how that was done. And to me, the song, like I said, it just has a density to it. It has a weight to it. Let me pull up near the beginning here. Right? This is sensational. Listen to the atmosphere, the nutritious atmosphere that the piano brings into this particular soil. That's a beautiful room that the music is playing in there. There's a certain romanticism in the way that Bowie sings. It just flows beautiful, like a sundress, right? Even, hold on, give me a moment. I just need to. Right. See, it dances. The piano dances with them here. Here, this one, look for the chorus. When he mentions "We love Aladdin Sane" in the chorus, the music changes. It comes off of that luxurious kind of beautiful atmosphere and changes into something dramatic, maybe a little bit of a haunting atmosphere. And there's a tension that's being played in the keys and in all the music as well. The pounding on the keys at that point instead of the beautiful like those rich notes. So I just think that the way that that's done is really cool, which of course is in deep contrast to this. Just a very unique song with a very interesting progression, especially from Mike on the piano. And can I tell you, I'd have to listen to it again because this is truly a song that I need to listen to again. But it's already a kind of a favorite. I just think it's such a strong track, the way that it's performed. Let's look at the lyrics before we dive into the Wikipedia page up here. Watching him dash away, swinging an old bouquet, dead roses, sake and strange divine, you'll make it. Passionate, bright young things, takes him away to war, don't fake it. Saddening glissando strings, you'll make it. So I don't recall exactly because the music was just a lot happening. But I believe even when he says glissando strings, I believe it's the guitar you hear and it slides down into a different note, which I think is kind of cool, if I heard it correctly. So when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at someone that's going to war, takes him away to war, watching him dash away. Who will love a lad insane? Battle cries and champagne. Just in time for sunrise, who will love a lad insane? Who will love someone who is, at least according to this, deemed crazy or insane? Motor sensational, Paris or maybe hell, I'm waiting. Clutches of sad remains, waits for a lad insane. You'll make it. There's always this phrase of you'll make it. I'm waiting. There's an encouragement behind it. And he says, clutches of sad remains, that's what waits for a lad insane. Kind of reminding us of the old bouquet that's mentioned here lyrically, the dead roses. So, someone, of course, he was given roses, but now they're dead at this time. So there's time that's passed. Who will love Aladdin Sane? Millions weep a fountain just in case of sunrise. Who will love Aladdin Sane? And then it says, love Aladdin Sane. It repeats the lyrics here. And at the end it says, they say the lights are oh so bright on Broadway. Bring a little lamb onto it. So I wonder what the last part is. I mean, the piano kind of changes a little bit at the very end. It kind of gives us a little bit of a possible glimmer of hope. They say the lights are so bright on Broadway. Let's dive into the Wikipedia page on this one. It says it's described by biographer David Buckley as the album's pivotal song. It saw him moving into a more experimental style, which we definitely heard. Obviously, the name is a pun on Aladdin Sane. It was inspired by Bowie's half-brother Terry, who had been diagnosed as a schizophrenic, which he also referenced his brother Terry in Hunky Dory as well. An early variation of the track, which Bowie dropped partly because of its drug connotations. The dates in parentheses refer to the years preceding World War I and World War II, with the third unknown date reflecting Bowie's belief on an impending World War III. I get it. I see. That's so smart. The title has been rendered a number of ways. The coda includes a quote from the song On Broadway, which of course was once again referenced with Genesis, and on the compilation album it appeared in liner notes as da-da-da-da-da. That's fine. A lot of info on this one. He wrote this track as he sailed back to the UK following the first leg of the Ziggy Stardust tour. It says Bowie saw in Waugh's story, Vile Bodies, 1930 book, a story of frivolous, decadent, and silly behavior on the eve of imminent catastrophe, a reflection of contemporary society, particularly in America. So just before this is, basically the calm before the storm. There's a storm coming. We're just trying to have fun, man. It says Bowie played the song acoustically and reflected that the song was about young people, just between the two wars, wanting to go and screw girls and kill foreigners. Oh, okay. Features a piano solo by Mike Garson, of course, who had recently joined his band. Bowie politely rejected Garson's initial solo attempts, one in a blues style, the other Latin, asking the pianist for something akin to the avant-garde jazz scene of the 60s. Well, he definitely got it. Garson obliged with the performance heard on the album, improvised and recorded in one take. He remarked in 1999, "I've had more communication in the last 26 years about that one solo than the 11 albums I've done on my own." He says, "I've done so much music with other people, but everyone wants to talk about that solo." And how could you not? I mean, it really feels like the centerpiece here. I don't think there's been a week in those 26 years that have gone by without someone asking me about it. Garson remembered Bowie's guidance in making the solo come out the way it did. "I had told Bowie about the avant-garde thing. When I was recording the Aladdin Sane track, it was just two chords, A and G, and the band was playing very simple English rock and roll." I mean, you hear the simplistic backing band back there, the way they're playing. Bowie said, "Play a solo on this." I had just met him, so I played a blues solo, and then he said, "No, that's not what I want." Then I played a Latin solo again. He said, "Nope, that's not what I want." He then said, "You told me you play that avant-garde music. Do that." I said, "Are you sure? Because you might not be working anymore." So I did the solo that everybody knows today in one take. I always tell people that Bowie's the best producer I ever met because he lets me do my thing. Isn't that like a great hallmark of an artist that, has trust in the musicians that they bring in? To just allow that musician to, of course you give them maybe certain cues. You're the artist. You want your music and your creative forces represented a certain way, but you allow the musician to be part of that and to bring it to life. And I think that Mike did so incredibly here. Let me know. See, that's what I mean. There's a lot to unpack in this track. Let me know what you guys thought of it. However, in the comments down below, I appreciate you watching. If you don't mind, press that like button before you head on out. Have a wonderful rest of your day or evening or morning or afternoon or whatever it might be. And I will definitely see you all later. Bye.